Blessed is peace, for all blessings flow from it. Precious is peace, for without it no blessing is complete. We pray for inner serenity, for peace of mind, for the feeling of at-homeness in the universe and in our hearts. Baruch atah Adonai, Yiskor HaChaim. Our loved ones live in our broken hearts, and at times that brings some measure of healing. Their acts of kindness and generosity are the inheritance they leave behind. We feel their absence, but the beauty of their lives abides among us. The name of one who has died shall not disappear. Our loved ones' names and their memories will endure among us. And these are the names on our lips and in our hearts. I'm honored to invite up Nora Baker, Rhonda Woodburn, and Adrian Zobel for the reading of the memorial book.
Memory is our living connection to those who came before us. Hope is what we hand on to the generations yet to come. Those we remember live on in us, in words, gestures, a smile here, an act of kindness there, that we would not have done had that person not left their mark on our lives. That is what Yiskor is. Memory is a religious act of thanksgiving for a life that was, and that still sends its echoes and reverberations into the life that is. For when Jews remember, they do so for the future, the place where, if we are faithful to it, the past never dies.
Frederick Tuttle, Edwin Perry Kleeman, Helene Goldstein Kleeman, Henry J. Strauss, May Goldstein, Alfred Goldstein, Lillian Goldowski, Philip Goldowski, Rose Yeager, Jacob Yeager, DeNorma Webb, Elaine Weiss, Harry Bressler, Lena Bressler, Harvey Bressler, Elisis Ivy Bressler, Arthur Weiss, Amelia Weiss, Harlan Simon White, Marilyn Weiss Davis, Bess Shine, Herman Shine, Jenny Yaskowitz, Herman Kaplan, Mary Myron Kaplan, Ada Goodglass Kaplan, Jacob Zobel, Robin Zuckerman,
Joel Stein, Barbara Stein, Elaine Weiss, Lynette Young-Springberg, Bernice Pollock, Aaron Cohn, Don Goldstein, Leon Hyman, Jewel Hyman, Jerry Portugal, Eleanor Fisher, Howard Fisher, Catherine Halbert, Irving Abels, Madeline Abels, Beatrice Moonsey, Murray Slutsky, Arthur Agras, Goldie Agras, Stanley Agras, Sam Haight, Vernon Bardman, Bernice Bardman, Jeffrey Bardman, Alfred Alberts, Theodore Mandel, Philip Bader, Lillian Bader, Fred Bader, and Bobby Slavin.
Susan Evanchik, Bernie Evanchik, Helen Raymond Stacy, George Barrent, Eileen Barrent, Nancy Banker, Eugene Banker, Katie Banker, Grace Pollock Lifshitz, Morris Lifshitz, Naomi Panina Friedenberg, Sorrel Getman, Jenny Schneider, Aaron Cohn, Ben Jacobson, Rose Jacobson, Alan Jacobson, Paula Crane, Bertram Crane, Dr. Rhonda Crane, Carl Greenberg, Eve Greenberg, Bessie Greenberg, Morris Greenberg, Stephen Greenberg.
Francis Slifkin, Robert Slifkin, Barbara Slifkin-Rich, Benny Cohen, Roz Cohen, Robert Sokolik, Lynette Young-Springberg, Joseph Young, Lucille Young-Fried, Dr. Joseph Springberg, Mary Rose Springberg, Paul Springberg, Bob Kenny, Henry Steinman, Hattie Steinman, Gerald Spector, John Ploss, Patricia Wolfstone, Stanley Wolfstone, Bruce Gronfine, Aranel Troutwine, Gertrude Troutwine,
Sherry Reisfeld, Martin Reisfeld, Paul Levine, Edith Rossing, Gabriel Kokel, Hilda Miriam Jacob, Heinz D. Jacob, Olivia K. Scher, Ruth E. Scher, Shirley Denberg, Robert Denberg, Anna Denberg, Jean Brodsky, Alice Schoenbrunn, Sanford Schoenbrunn, Norma Sitz-Seville, Bernard Jack Seville, Cecilin Margolin, John Margolin, Sandra Eskin, Constance Silverstein, Harry Silverstein.
Stanley Skelsky, Marion Skelsky, Virginia Deming, Andrew Francis Deming, Maury Dolgan, Muriel Dolgan, Max Pelsman, Mildred Pelsman, Morton Dolgan, Malvina Richmond, David Richmond, Paul Fink, Ann Fink, Leah Siegel, Jacob Siegel, Adele Abrams-Wolf, Edwin A. Wolf Jr., Ann Freeman, Larry Freeman, Harold Keller, Helen Carricker, Donna Sadler, Curtis Carricker, Edna Schreck, Harold Schreck.
Adele Abrams-Wolf, Edwin A. Wolf Jr., Jerry Garber, Wendy Bernstein, Margaret Gardner, F. William Gardner, Harriet Jones, Earl Jones, Leila Lehman, Irvin Lehman, Theodore Goldberg, Barbara Goldberg, Francis Fleisig Goulet, William S. Goulet, Frank Gravish, Dolores Gravish, Elsie Stamper, Yervis Stamper, Lena Bergfeld, Ruby Brock, John Brock, Josephine Lippman Harris, Sidney Harris.
Eben Roy Alexander, Carmen de Anda Garza, Gerald Pollan, Morris Koppelman, Rose Koppelman, Abe Wagner, Betty Wagner, George Katzman, Ruth Katzman, Joyce Levine, Jerome Levine, Janet Levine, Marty Migdal, Mariana Luxemburg, Herbert Luxemburg, Irene Castle Leff Brody, Abe Leff, Harry Brody, Dan Castle, Carlos Portilla, Wendy Bernstein.
We pause to remember our favorite people. They were not the rich and famous. They were never stars in any game. All they were was Mommy and Daddy, Bobby and Zadie, and brother and sister, and son and daughter. And all they did was make our world a better place in which to live.
We take all of those names said out loud and thought in our hearts on this afternoon. And we rise from the mourner's Kaddish on page 606, in body or in spirit. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shmei lama, v'alma v'yitrach yirtei, yamir v'chutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon, v'chayei v'o Yisrael, v'hakala v'zman karim yimru amen, yei shmei lama v'chava, v'alam v'chei v'chayar, yitvarach v'yishtalach v'yishtahar v'yishtamam v'yisasei, Yitzadar v'yitzaleh v'yitzalal shmei Kedusha v'richu Le'ela mikol birchata v'shirata Tushbechata v'na'nyaza Damiran v'alma v'yiru amen Yehi Shlomo Rabba v'yishmaya V'chayim aleinu v'al Yisrael v'yiru amen Oseh shalom v'yimamal U'yaseh shalom Aleinu v'al Yisrael Amen. Please be seated. Transition to Neilah by returning. This day has been rather special. A time free from our day-to-day work and play and school to consider our past year, what we have done wrong, what we can do better, and the people who guide us. After this long day, dusk begins to set in, and our bodies and our minds, like the sun, are weakening from the weight of this day. Now we may be thinking, when can we eat? But we also may be thinking, is it too late? Is it too late to atone? Have I missed my opportunity to reach out to that cousin, that parent, that child, and say all that I've needed to say? Although our bodies are weak, our souls have capacity for facing imperfection, and our abilities become more compassionate as we grow. Although this day is ending, it is never too late to engage in acts of teshuvah, of hashivenu, of returning. It is never too late. Yom Kippur is only the beginning of 5779. We'll continue on page 614 at the beginning of our Neilah service with the song El Nora Alila.
El Nora Alila, Cham Sevanu Mechila, B'Shat Hana Iva, V'tei Mitzvah Ro'im, Lecha Ayin Ha'osim, U'Savadin Zahiva, B'Shat Hana Iva, El Nora Alila, Cham Sevanu Mechila, B'Shat Hana Iva, Shofrim Lecha Nafsham, V'chei Pisham V'chachasham, Chami Chamsiem V'chila, B'Shat Hana Iva, El Nora Alila, Cham Sevanu Mechila, B'Shat Hana Iva, Elohem L'Sitro, V'Hasem Himera, V'Chet Melecho, U'Krila, B'Shat Hana Iva, El Nora Alila, Cham Sevanu Mechila, B'Shat Hana Iva, Cholos HaMerachem, V'Cholot Etzlecho V'Lochem, Aseh B'Chem V'Viva, B'Shat Hana Iva, El Nora Alila, Cham Sevanu Mechila, B'Shat Hana Iva, Zechor Tzivon Avihem, V'Chareshet Yemeihem, Kekadem U'Tchila, B'Shat Hana Iva, El Nora Alila, Cham Sevanu Mechila, B'Shat Hana Iva, Rona Shenat Ratzon, V'Hashem She'Ratzon, Ve'ehaliva, Ve'ehala, B'Shat Hana Iva, Beshat Hanailah, Elora Kalila, Chanzelanu Mechila, Beshat Hanailah.
Daughters and sons, be worthy of your years. May they be many and filled with joy. Bless us, Avinu, bless us with gladness in this hour of Neilah. I'd like to call up Rick Grabish for a reading on page 616.
This is the fast I chose. It reminds me that I can master the appetites of my body and decide when and how I will satisfy them. This is the fast I chose, lifting me for this one holy day above my animal nature. This is the fast I chose. It teaches me that I am a human being, capable of reflection, self-discipline, and moral behavior. I chose this fast as an act of purification. I rededicate myself to a life of purpose. I choose this fast as an act of solidarity. I link myself to my Jewish brothers and sisters everywhere. I choose this fast as a spur to compassion. I will not forget those who hunger and suffer all over the earth. As my ancestors once drew near to you by making an offering on the altar, so I have made an offering of myself. My bodily strength diminished, my pride brought low. Willingly and intentionally, I chose this fast. May I carry its lessons with me when I leave this place.
To the one who wanders, I open wide my doors. One of our sages taught, prayer is like the waters of a ritual bath, but tshuva is the sea. As a ritual bath is sometimes open and sometimes locked, so the gates of prayer are sometimes open and sometimes locked. But as the sea is always open, so too the gates of tshuva are always open. Another sage taught, also the gates of prayer are always open. I'd like to call up Michael Agres for a reading. Is he not here yet? On page 630.
Seal us for holiness and blessing in the book of life. For you are holy, and your name is holy, and we yearn to enter your gates of holiness. For you hold out your hand to those who are wrong. Your right hand opens wide to receive those who return.
Page 640. Tachlanu Sha'ar. We'll read together in the middle of the page in English. Open a gate for us when the gates are being closed, for the day is about to fade. The day shall end, the sun shall set. Let us enter your gates. Holy One, we pray, please be patient. Please pardon and forgive. Please show compassion. Please lead us to atonement. And help us, please help us to conquer injustice and triumph over sin. On page 646, we think of the 13 attributes for the last time, the Shloshes Midot, of how we want to engage in tshuva, how we want to return. Adonai, Adonai. gracious, endlessly patient, loving and true, showing mercy to the thousandth generation, forgiving evil, defiance, wrongdoing, granting pardon. And God responded, I forgive as you have asked. On page 659. Hakarat Hatov. Recognition of the good. For this final Ashamnu, for this final Vidui, this final confession, we will not be beating our hearts for having sinned and transgressed. Rather, we will be leaving our hands open and allowing our hearts to feel the love and the compassion that we made over the past year, and the love and the compassion that we will continue to offer over this next year. So let's rise for this final Vidui, and let's recognize that there is good in this world. We'll sing our song, and then we'll read the reading in English on the top of page 659, and finish by singing our song. Together we read, we loved and wept, we were kind and spoke thoughtfully, we were faithful and trusting, we put forth effort, we were mindful, we embraced, we took delight in the Holy Ghost, we were creative and we yearned, we fought for justice and searched out the good, we tried our best and we were attentive, we did what you commanded us to do, we found meaning in Torah, and most of the time we did what is right, we proclaimed your name and we were accepting, we were joyful and we cared. Please be seated. The conclusion of the day ends us with thoughts of Avinu Malkeinu. What God must be like as a father. What God must be like as a king. We think about how we want to return and to whom we want to return. And with a God like this, we think about how our prayer will change following these days of awe. We think about how our words will change. So with our final Avinu Malkeinu, we rise in body or in spirit, and we remember all of the deeds that we are about to embark upon. On page 662, responsibly, Avinu Malkeinu, Kabel Barachamim Uvatzon Et Tfilatenu.
Avinu Malkeinu, almighty and merciful, welcome our prayer with love, accept and embrace it.
Avinu Malkeinu, Aseh Lema'an Rahamecha Harabim.
Avinu Malkeinu, act for the sake of your boundless compassion.
Avinu Malkeinu, Aseh Imanu Lema'an Shmecha.
Avinu Malkeinu, act for us as befits your name.
Avinu Malkeinu, Chotmenu B'Sefer Parnasah U'B'Chalkala.
Avinu Malkeinu, seal us in the book of sustenance and livelihood.
Avinu Malkeinu, Chotmenu B'Sefer Zchuyot.
Avinu Malkeinu, seal us in the book of worthiness and merit.
Avinu Malkeinu, Chotmenu B'Sefer Slicha U'Mechila.
Avinu Malkeinu, seal us in the book of forgiveness and pardon.
Avinu Malkeinu, Chotmenu B'Sefer Hayim Tovim.
Avinu Malkeinu, seal us in the book of lives well lived.
Avinu Malkeinu, Chotmenu B'Sefer Geula V'Shu'ah.
Avinu Malkeinu, seal us in the book of redemption and renewal.
Avinu Malkeinu, Maleh Yadenu B'Virchotecha.
Avinu Malkeinu, let our hands overflow with your blessings.
Avinu Malkeinu, ptach sha'arei shamayim litfilatenu.
Avinu Malkeinu, let the gates of heaven be open to our prayer.
Avinu Malkeinu, chadesh aleinu shana tova.
Avinu Malkeinu, renew us for a year of goodness.
Avinu Malkeinu, ein lanu melech ela ata.
Avinu Malkeinu, we have no sovereign but you.
Avinu Malkeinu, chonenu va'anenu ki ein banu ma'asim, aseh imanu tzedakah v'chesed v'hoshi'enu.
Avinu Malkeinu, almighty and merciful, answer us with grace when our deeds are wanting. Save us through acts of justice and love.
Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, ki ein banu ma'asim, aseh imanu, tzedakah v'chesed, aseh imanu, tzedakah v'chesed, v'hoshi'enu. Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Aleinu, Aleinu, ki ein banu ma'asim. Please be seated. Are there any announcements?
I'm going to do this kind of short and quick, because I was just informed that we have to be out of here by 6:30, like, clear now. All of this. So I apologize. So we're going to have a little shift in schedule. So as soon as we're done with Neilah, we're going to all go into where Break the Fast is. Please take a seat at the table. At that point, we'll do Havdalah in there, if that works for you. And then Pat will give us instructions in there as to how we're going to go. Okay, so as you go in, pick up wine and grape juice, take a seat, we'll do Havdalah, we'll do the prayers, and then Pat will give further instructions for how we're going to go through the buffets. There'll be a flyer coming out about Sukkot. If you need to give me your email, please do that. The centerpieces they're for you guys. Please take them home. If you want one of the centerpieces, please take them home. We don't have a place to store them, so we'd love for them to find a lovely home with you. That's all I have. So the apple ones take, the flower ones leave. Yes. Good, thank you.
On page 670, we stand as one before the gates of a new year, renewed by this day of atonement, made stronger by all who are with us and by those whose presence we feel within. As the long day fades into dusk, we join our voices in the words of hope and dedication. Pitchu lanu sha'arei tzedek navovam nodaya. Open for us the gates of righteousness, that we may enter and praise the eternal source of life. We'll read responsively. Open for us the gates of sacred community, that we may enter and feel its healing power.
Open for us the gates of truth and integrity, that we may enter and grow in faithfulness.
Open for us the gates of devotion and principle, that we may enter and find enduring values and meaning.
Open for us the gates of repentance and return, that we may enter and offer our best.
Open for us the gates of forgiveness, that we may enter and offer our humanity.
Open for us the gates of kindness and compassion, that we may enter and offer our love.
At this point, I would like to invite anyone who is blowing the shofar to symbolize the final moment of Neilah, the final moment of these days of awe, to come on up. And we have extras if anyone is also willing to blow. Go for it, go for it. On page 672, we rise together in body or in spirit
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod, Malchuto Le'olam Vaed. Baruch Shem Kevod, Malchuto Le'olam Vaed. Baruch Shem Kevod, Malchuto Le'olam Vaed. Adonai hu ha'Elohim, 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 Adonai hu ha'Elohim.
Tekiah, Shavarim, Teruah, Tekiah Gedolah.